सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम् Namaskar, everybody. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this PD session, Personality Development for beginner students. Well, personality development can happen at any point of time, not only when you're beginning something. Every morning, something can be started, something new can be started, you see. Well, I welcome all the students of Computer Training Unit and Language Training Unit for this session of personality development. As you were told that you will be, your attendance is very, very important. What you do is, please type in your name automatically comes. So just type in your roll number very quickly. Meanwhile, I talk something interesting to you. So please type in the comment box your roll numbers, and they will be featured in the stream itself, and you will be able to see it much later also. So here I can see Vikash, Ria, Lionel, and Dafri. All of them are here. The rest of you, please join in and please type in your roll number. I will start exactly when there are let's say about 9 to 10 roll numbers appearing there, that side. So here I can see Jiasha, John, Deepa, Ihunlin, and Ricky, Paryakor, Upasana, Priya, and more may come. Olivia, Mary, Vishal. I think we'll have to be slightly quicker. And yes, from the beginning, please keep on clicking the roll numbers so that they appear. May I request? So. Okay. So, all right, here you are. So, okay, we will start in a very short while. Meanwhile, let this slideshow remain there. Okay, so it seems that this is over. The attendance is more or less taken. From time to time, I shall ask you questions, and when I ask you questions, please respond. Please type in the answers in your comment box. First of all, what we want to know is. Here you are for a personality development session. What is personality? That is a big question. So if you have any idea what is personality, then please type in your answers. Type in your answers. We won't wait for long. It will be just 1 minute maybe, and then we will continue the way we are continuing this session. All right. So actually, it's important that we develop our personality. What is personality? You are typing in, and even I will share through my slideshow what is personality. Well, it's important to develop it because you see, we are born in a particular family, we go to particular schools, we go to colleges, and probably till school we don't have much choice as where we will be born, what kind of parents our parents will be, and what kind of schools we will go, and not even what kind of neighborhood we will be around with. We don't have choice. Do we have a choice? I don't think so. So for these things, Due to these things, in fact, our personality becomes the way we are, the way we the way a person behaves. Vishal says the way a person behaves. Great, great. It is correct, and it is one of the things. Somebody writes, personality refers to the long-standing traits and patterns that propel individuals to consistently think, feel, and behave in specific ways. Very, very bookish, Kushi, but I think you have picked it up from somewhere. But indeed, very true, very true. Ihun Lin, okay, the person, true color of how he interacts, probably the language is something different. Okay, interacted and connect with other people. Correct, very much. Uh, Personality is behavior of an individual. Yes. And John Milton says something. John Milton Pingrove. Okay, he's just giving his roll number. Okay. So our behavior, Wanpan Hun Lin says, a personality is a characteristic of behavior and emotional pattern that involves from biological and environmental factor. Indeed, true, true. I'm sure you understand these things, biological and environmental factors. What do these two terms mean? Okay, yes, environmental factor. You're right. Just now, what I referred, your environment, where you are born, where you go to school, what kind of neighborhood you have, all these create your personality. Well, if that is true, and if it is not possible to have much of choice in that case, so we don't develop our personality. But still we have to do it because we are grown up. I'm sure you are 16 to 35 years of age. So this is the age when you are matured, and this is the age when you are young. So it is important that you mold your personality. Well, you mold your personality because you want everybody else to like you. Just the way I said in the last video when we were interacting with intermediate students, said the same thing. You want people to like you, to appreciate, to be a part of the world that you are in. And indeed, you also want to be useful to the world because we are sane and rational and good human beings. So indeed, we want to be helpful to the world, maybe to an office, to bank, to whatever career we choose, whichever family. We want to be loved and appreciated and be useful to them. So for that, it is important to develop develop one's personality. Okay, so let me just show you the slide and show you the slide, and maybe quickly we can go through what it means by personality by various dictionaries. Personality is a type of person you are, which is shown by the way you behave, feel, and think. These two people would be shaking, but then unfortunately, this in the streaming, this is not being possible right now. Okay, personality is the type of person you are. The whole nature or character of a person. This is by Longman. And Oxford says the combination of characteristics or qualities that form an individual's distinctive character. This is Oxford. So if anybody has a twin brother or a twin sister, so please write down in case you have a twin or a twin brother or a twin sister. Okay, so there's a special reason why I'm asking you to do this. All right. Owl turtle. Please concentrate on the session. It will be useful. Otherwise, you may leave, and you may leave your comments later, whichever it is. But for now, be the comment the ones that is relevant to the session. Be a part of it. Let's be a part of it. All right. Okay. So anybody has a twin brother or twin sister, please write that down. Let me tell you that each of you, Fling Fling, Choyon, Rila, Pinky, each of you, even Shazad, Gauri, Steffi, all of you are one piece. God has made only one. So there's no duplicate of yours. Even if you search all over the world, we will not find another person like you. That means you are unique. This is very important for you to understand, that you are unique, because you are the way you are. But you are being made by certain factors, and that is where we need to work upon. Let's go for it, and let's quickly go through the session. So you are character. Just in the previous slide, we have seen the combination, the whole nature or character of a person. So what is character? That also is important. What is character? Let me not ask much, because we have lots and lots of things to discuss. Here, I'm straight away going through the slides and trying to tell you how is it different from the personality. Why do we need to develop it? Okay, that is where we'll be coming. The character of a person is the sum total of tendencies. Tendency. What is tendency? Or the personality is the external expression of character. Well, not or, it would be an and. So the sum total of tendencies is personality. You can see very much in this slide where all these expressions are being shown, and the external expression of character is personality. Well, the way you think, you behave is may or may not be same. Sometimes you think in a certain way, but you don't behave that way, right? Because even if you are angry with somebody, you try to behave in a very polite manner. But of course, later, when your anger subsides, you think that, okay, good that I did not behave it that way. So, like this, let me ask you another question. Suppose this is something that I always ask in the offline sessions as well. So suppose there is a beautiful flower blooming somewhere in a park, and it's very, very beautiful and very tempting. What will you do? Honestly, write in the comment box. So I will tell you what I will do. If I see a very, very lovely flower in a park or near our Words Lake or so, what I will do is I will find out I'll try to find out, it's not that easy to find them out, who is the gardener. And I'll try to find out who is the gardener. After that, I will request him if he has a sapling, if he has some seed, or if he has some bulbs through which that flower grows, and I will try to grow it. And I will do it to any extent to find out where the gardener is. Or maybe, okay, let that remain a surprise. All of you write, all of you please write, what will you do if you see a beautiful flower blooming in someone's garden or in park or near the pavement of the Words Lake? Words Lake is named differently this time. So yeah, any comments this side? I'm still waiting. Sneha Rudra Paul says, I'll just take a pic. Wonderful. Yes. Anybody else? What will you do? I will pluck it. And Kushi Chakravarti is very honest about it, that she will definitely pluck it. She will pluck it, and I will take a photo. This is Lisa. Lisa says she will take a photo. Wonderful. Okay. I will click the picture of the flower. Okay. Pia will take the picture of the flower. Take a picture. Take a picture with the flower or of the flower, whatever it could be. Well, I'm finding it very, very interesting. The pluck, Eileen is very honest and not bothered about what people think. So just yeah, pluck it. Take pictures. Hmm. Okay, I will pluck it. Good. Well, we'll stop it there and try to tell you actually why this question was. This question was very, very relevant. Just now, we have seen 5 different reactions to the same situation. Okay, that means we have different tendencies to a particular situation. I want your full attention now because there's a lot of thinking. See, are born with some tendencies. Even a small child of 1 year old will like something and dislike others. It's not because his parents have told him to do so. It is because he is just like that. And same thing may not happen with his brother or sister, although he or she is born with from the same parents. So not always genes will decide as how a person will behave. It's pretty unpredictable, but it is still a known fact that all of us have some tendencies. So if that is true, then this session has got no meaning and personality development has got no meaning. Why? Because we will be born, we will be having some tendencies, we will be exposed to certain environment, and we will become what we have to become, and we don't have any control over it. No, not like that. Let's go through some more slides and check it out. See, when you have certain tendencies, it creates an impression in your mind. And on that impression, you keep on working. Because if you have seen an advertisement in TV or in your YouTube channel somewhere again and again, you feel like buying that. You feel like buying that service or the product or whatsoever. Because it leaves an impression in your mind. Does it not? Yes, it does. And that is why all these advertisement industry is working. So we know that we are born with some tendencies, some we develop from our environment, and some we develop by our practices. Here is the third point where we have our control. We are born, we don't have any control. We are exposed to certain environment, we don't have any control. But what we can practice is where we have control. Am I right? Okay. Now, right now, if before things get only one-sided, please ask questions if you have any. Meanwhile, I will just proceed with the next slide. Just after the next slide, I will pick up the questions, not maybe 2-3 slides. All right. Please ask any questions if you have, because this is the time your question will be featured and streamed and answers also will be found. Great. I want all of you to read this. Thoughts. There's a little problem with the presentation because it writes, actually, let me read it out. Take care of your thoughts. Take care of your thoughts, for they become your word. Mind your words, for they become your action. Mind your actions, for they become your habit. Mind your habits, for they become your character. Take care of your thoughts. They become your word. Mind your words, for they become your action. Mind your actions, for they become your habit. Mind your habits, for they become your character. Well, I told you that this is where we need to take care. Environment, we may or may not have any control, but we don't have any control. But yes, our actions, our thoughts, we do have control over them. The moment a good thought comes, utter it to people. The moment a good thought comes to your mind, say it to people and immediately act upon it. And then repeat, not eat, sleep, repeat. Repeat the good work. And once you repeat, it becomes your habit, it becomes your character. Similarly, a bad thought comes to your mind. Control it there. Never say, not to yourself, not to others. Just brush it away so that it doesn't become your action, not habit, and never your character. Because the good tendencies and bad tendencies keep coming to our mind. I'll show you a picture which will actually tell you what happens there. So here we are. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions that they are asking? We don't have. It's a human behavior. What type of personality should we develop as a student? Great question. In fact, great question. As a student, imagine a persona. Imagine a student who is successful, who is happy, who is liked by his teachers, by his parents, and by his friends. Teachers, parents, friends. Such a persona. And think what characters he has. And as a student, you must have that character. In fact, Swami Vivekananda says that goals and means the goal and the path to achieve that goal, both are equally important. But if you pick up the right path, the goal definitely has to be yours. So like that, you must think. Very good question indeed. Well, here we are, another slide, and this is, I will make it big. We had 2-3 slides actually because they are not working, so this one slide will suffice, I guess. So maybe, yeah. So we're talking about thinking, words, action, habit, and character. Well, suddenly some thought comes. Why it comes, how it comes. If you go deep, you will know. You had discussed something, you've seen an ad, you've seen some net series, or somebody said somewhere that thought has given a seed into your mind, and that is why it occurred. So that is the thought. Now, immediately when the thought comes, all of you are beginner students, so yes, you thought that why not go for a computer class? After all online lessons are happening. Why not go for a computer class where we can actually achieve some skills? So you thought, and then you uttered, you said it to somebody, and then you did action. You actually came up, took form, took admission, and you started to come to class. Once you start coming to the class, you like it, and then it becomes your habit, and then you become a very, very adept person who is tech savvy, and you close your eyes and hold the mouse and everything happens on its own automatically. It's a very crude example, but in life it keeps on happening. The one that you think, you actually say that. Once you say that, it becomes your once you take up action like that. So this, after you have repeated the action, it becomes your habit, and once you have repeated the habit, it becomes your character. The last two areas we don't have any control, but where we have the control is thoughts, word, and action. What are the 3 areas where we have our control? Will you type it very quickly in the comment box, please? Thoughts, word, action, habit, and character is a cycle. And what shall we think is that it also depends on the character, and that's why it's a cycle, not a straight line. Okay, so please quickly write the items that we have control over out of these 5 things. Okay, please quickly write that. Rajdeep seems to miss that difference between character and personality. Well, we'll come back to it when we wind it up. Great. So here you see why a certain thought comes to your mind depends on these 2 guys. These 2 guys, you know them. They are devil and the angel. Okay, they all reside in the middle of our chest, in our heart, in our brain, in our mind. And yes, and time and again, they will disturb us with some thinking. But what we think, we say or do, then it becomes a practice, then it becomes a habit, then it becomes a tendency, then it becomes our character. So in this cycle also, the items, the three items where we don't have any control are habit, tendency, character. Habit, to some extent, partially we have some control, but tendency and character we don't have much control. What we think, we partially have some control. The items on the right hand side is where we have our control, and the items on the left hand side just happens automatically. So if you have to set the cycle right, then you have to take care of these three things, right? Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed to the next item. What we can change and develop? Yes, this is the question that I'm asking. Please write down the items where we can change ourselves. Where we can change ourselves. I'm basically talking about this cycle or this cycle, which are the things where we have our control. Yeah. Any writing? Anything received? Let me check. Yes. There you are at the end. Thought, word, and action. Very good. Thought, words, and action. Thoughts, words, and action. So, yeah, great. So, we have seen some of you have really written that. All right, so we understand now this is the time that we wind up. And what I'm trying to tell you is that the we have just finished one part of our session where we are talking about personality development. And here we have spoken about the personality, why we need to develop our personality, what is personality, what is character. And somebody wanted the difference between character and personality. Character is your tendency, the way you will think or you will say or you will work, the tendency. And character is external expression. You may think, but you may not act. And character, personality is visible by others. Well, character is partially visible to others. Only as much as you can express, only that much is visible to others. For the rest, you only know what is happening there. All right. So this is how it is. So here is a beautiful quote. The beautiful quote. All of us, we want to we want to become successful in life. We want to become great in life. So we are trying to say here in this quote, we says, the highest men are calm, silent, and unknown. They are the men who really know the power of thoughts. They are sure. Who? The highest men. They are sure that even if they go into a cave where nobody can see them, even if they go into a cave and close the door and simply think 5 true thoughts and then pass away inside a cave, thought very good thoughts and just passed away. These 5 thoughts there will live through eternity. Indeed, such thoughts will penetrate through the mountains, cross the oceans, and travel through the world. If you look at people with great thought and like that, if you see people with great thought and other things, then you know that they haven't done things many a time directly. They have done it in such a way that they have thought, they have made up an idea, and that idea has been spread throughout the world, throughout the society, throughout the country or something, and on that people worked. Not that they actually went and worked all the time, because body mind complex has limitation, but thoughts are limitless. So if you think good thoughts, it will spread, and if you want things to happen, it might just happen. Okay, so this is more or less here. You may have, if you have more questions, you can just drop in the questions. We proceed to the next section where we are talking about more concrete things like interview skills, how to face interview. Now, the question is, not all of you are looking for a job right now, but still we are having this interview skills because many of you really know how to project yourself, how to express yourself when you are in an interview. So keep in mind the external expression of your character is personality, and you have to show your perfect and nice and good personality. Let's proceed with some of the slides and then we can discuss. So here we are, how to face interview, and let's repeat this all of us together. You cannot believe in God until you believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, and throughout the world this is the mantra that everybody is uttering, that you ought to believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, next step is you trust others, you love God, you worship God. But first thing is that you need to believe in yourself. All right, so this is very, very important. Okay, so what to do in an interview? We will take up these few things in a very one by one. The greetings and introduction, resume, get up and dressing, gesture, manner, body language, question, answer, and subject. Write in the comment box. Write in the comment box what is more important for you. Hmm? I mean, which area you really want to know how to do and what to do. Of course, we will touch all of them a bit, but then maybe if you have, if more of you are asking for on a particular area, we may elaborate that one. When we enter, mm, what shall we do? Greetings and introduction. We introduce ourselves. That is one thing. Then, if you are going for a job interview, there will be a paper, there will be a resume which you want to submit. So that also needs a lot of preparation. Then your get up and dressing sense. How should you dress? It should be very gaudy, it should be very simple, it should be very formal. What kind of dress should you wear? Then gestures, what should you do? Now, right now I'm shaking my hands pretty much, pretty much. So should you do that? Should you do that when you're facing an interview, or should you not? So, and question, answer. So these are the areas which we need to focus. If you have real areas where you really want to discuss, then we can have. Ina Hunlin is going for gesture, manner, and body language. Yes. Anybody else? Yeah. So anybody else that who wants to know where and what kind of greetings and introduction is Larry wants greetings and introduction. Yeah, Vikash also wants how to introduce herself without repeating her name. Thought, action, and words. Yes, this came a little late. Anyway, resume, greetings and introduction, gestures and manners, question, answer, greetings and introduction, body language and manners. All right, thank you. So fine. Yes, greetings and introduction is something which really we will focus. Obviously, you enter and how to say your name. Somebody already asked, ma'am, how to say our name without repeating, introduce without repeating. This is by Bikash Biswas. Okay. So, yeah, here is a format. Here is just a format. Your introduction should be crisp and interesting. Here are some examples. Try it. You may try it. I am so and so from so and so, working as a, if you're already working, I love my job because I'm able to, you use quality, get some of the qualities, your qualities. I'm able to express, or I'm able to write, or I'm able to serve people, whatever is expected of you, that you write. In my free time, I love to, you mentioned the hobby, recreation, hobby too, like that. Aspire to be your aim in life, so and so one day. Now you see here. Look at this very carefully. If you wish, you may write it down. So look at this very carefully, because normally what do? We say, I am Ananya Roy. My or no, how do we say that? We say my name is Anthony Gonzalez. I stay in or I live in Bangalore, and I am studying in BA first year. Or if working, then I am working in LIC, and I love my job. We don't say I love my job. What do we say? We say I am good, hardworking, and likewise all the good qualities that we have. And what we say, and my hobby is running or sleeping, things like that. Mind you, sleeping can never be a hobby. Please, please, please take care. So, and my aim in life is to become a astronaut. Now, please be cohesive in your answers. Your hobby is to cook and you want to become an astronaut, possible, but just check it out that you are not very mixing and matching things which is not going with your personality. So instead of saying my name is, rather say I am. Good. Then from, instead of saying I live in or I work in or I study in, try saying from, which you really, a place which you really connect with. I am from Lady Keane College, or I am from like Shillong College, something like that. I am from, if you connect with that place. Otherwise, I am from a certain place, name of the place also will do. But remember, when you say the name of the place, it should be something that is understood. Imagine you are appearing for an interview in London and you tell them that you live in Link Road. Does it make any sense to them? What is Link? Where is road? Nobody will be able to make out. You can say, I live in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, India, when you are introducing yourself in London. When you are in Ahmedabad and you are already appearing for an interview in Ahmedabad, then of course you can say, I live in this place, like that. So likewise, name of the place can be mentioned. Qualities can be mentioned, the qualities which you really have, and you may say what qualities you are saying. This is one format if you're already working. If you are a student, then here is another one. I am name, yes, from place or company pursuing my. You are, let's say, working, you're not working, you're still studying. You can say pursuing my master's or pursuing my graduation first semester from. You can say, if you want to say about, talk about your college. So last 2 years, people are visiting college very less. So they may or may not like to utter the name of the college with all reverence and respect to college teachers. Situation is like that. So I am this. You can mention your qualities. Yes, here you can say, of course, clearly that I am hardworking, I am sincere, I love to study, and whatever is your good quality. Suppose you never like to mix with people. You are like, you are like a timid person. You want to be with yourself. So don't say that I'm very friendly, because that's not what you are. Good, bad, not a problem, but exactly what you are, try to present it in a very, very positive manner, in a very, very positive manner. So if you are friendly with people and you're very talkative and people get bored with you, still you can say, I'm friendly with people. So then I love to, yeah. Instead of saying my hobby is, you can say I love to do gardening and watch cricket, and subject verb agreement comes there. So I love to cook and I love to watch cricket. Or don't say watch TV, because when the TV is turned off, you don't watch that, right? You watch programs in TV. And what kind of programs will tell a lot about your personality? So you will say that I love cartoon shows and TV. So somebody will think, well, you are fun loving, you are interested in drama and all that. You can always say that I love to watch news. So people will understand that you are up to date, you are updated with what's happening around you, and you know what is going on in the world. So that way, that kind of job will be fitting for you. So like that, you say the truth and say it very, very positively. I aspire to be, of course, you can say the name of your aim in life. So, if you wish, you may write it down. You can put some questions if you have in the comment box. Resume, greetings, any questions, language. Ma'am, is there any specific lines to impress the interview taker? Yes, of course, I am. That is one thing to impress, and I aspire to be is also something to be impressed, something people will be impressed upon. So, indeed, these are the things that you can. And then they say, Rajdeep Bhattacharya asks that tell me something about yourself and also why shall I hire you? Yeah, this is a very stylish way of asking you, introduce yourself. So instead of asking, introduce yourself, they will say, tell me something about yourself. And this is what you will say. Exactly, this is what you will say when they ask you this. Okay. So, yeah, let me proceed. Anything else? Rizwan wants resume. We will talk. Okay. Preparing the resume. Just have a look at this slide. Try to put entire thing in one page. Okay, one page. Well, you are so qualified. You may have several pages to turn, to write, and all that. But the interviewer is slightly busy. So if you put all your main achievements in one page, it's good. So as the years pass by, you keep on making new resume, you keep on changing your position in life and changing the place that you work. So your resume becomes more and more impressive. You might have to add more pages to it, but still, it's good if you combine everything in one page. How will you do that? That depends on the fact what they call as functional resume. Well, if you are applying for the job of, let's say, of a filmmaker, and then that all those qualities you have participated in drama competition will make sense. You have written a poem and published it somewhere will make sense. But that one day you had one science project may or may not make sense at that point of time. Okay, if you are looking for the job in bank, then that you were a dancer once upon a time, and you had done great deal of you have made a lot of name for yourself, may or may not make sense. So functional resume will pick up the things that are important for that particular situation, job, or whatsoever it is, and put it in one page. Okay, put them in reverse chronological order. I always ask this question. Well, somebody who has done his PhD did not pass his matric. Possible? Impossible, is it not? So, you've done your PhD, write that, and then people are interested. Oh, PhD in nanoparticles. Okay, next. So, masters in physics. Okay, next. Okay, graduation in electronics. Okay, not a problem. +2, class 10, like that. Reverse chronological order. This is very, very important, and we often make this mistake. We try to write it. Class 10, we have passed this way. Class 12, and the person gets bored. Well, no one will be that fool to understand that because you've written that you have passed class 10, you did not pass anymore. No one will be that way. But even then, they get bored by the time they reach where you have done your PhD. So reverse chronological order always, I mean, most of the time it makes sense. Well, this session that we are doing now, some of the tips that I'm trying to give you that might just help you. These are not hard and fast rules. If you don't want to use them, not a problem. If you want to use them, it might just work. You never know. And you have many more sites, many more YouTube videos, which will actually tell you what to do during interview. But yes, if you ask questions now, that will give the specific answer to your requirement. And that is why I'm asking you again and again, please ask questions. Why shall I hire you will come a bit later. Okay, body language is very important. Your achievements, quantify your achievement is also very important. I'm sure this is not making much sense to you. Quantify means very good at playing chess. Instead of that, if you write that won first prize in chess championship in college. Now, college chess championship, first prize, well, it may or may not make a very big difference to them in the mind of the interviewer, but you are quantifying that. You actually said what it is. Instead of saying something is very good, very impressive, and of course, if you go through the videos of that talks about language a lot, this word very is to be mostly avoided. So impressive, outstanding performance in college beauty contest. Well, outstanding performance, does it mean anything? Well, you have to say, even if you are second runners up, or even if you were in the top 10 or top 5, something like that. So quantify your achievement. Okay. And again, during interview, you may be asked the same question. Sometimes we find arrogant people saying that it's already written there. Come on. Well, anything can happen, but you getting the job. So if they ask you to say, oh, so what is the latest that you have done in academics? You say, well, I've done my PhD on blah, blah, blah. You can say that. Now, this is something that your interviewer wants to hear from you. Okay, there are various reasons why they want to, they ask that. Okay, I'm not going into it. Let's proceed. Do not leave the show yet. There are some interesting points coming up. And of course, question answer. Any question will be answered, I tell you. Promise that. Now somebody wanted to know about body language. Will come the next slide. Here, dress. Please, there are some red words. Note that. Dress appropriately for your interview. Appropriate. So what is appropriate? You must know what is appropriate. What is appropriate for a teacher's interview may not be appropriate for a banker. And what is appropriate when you want entry into a music band may not be appropriate when you are going for army recruitment. Okay, so imagine yourself in that and think, what kind of dress should I wear? Of course, you cannot wear the uniform right away. You're going for an interview of flight steward. So that will not be similar to how you go for a music band, right? So like that, appropriately. So be on the safe side. For a music band, probably some tattered jeans, some tattoos over here, and something which is very trendy and funky might work, might just work. But then be on the safe side. So facial hair should be clean shaven or trimmed. One should look tidy, you see, not very clumsy like that. Make sure your hair is cut and styled neatly. So the whole purpose of having a proper get-up is not to have much attention to your get-up in the interview. Some attention definitely will be paid, but it should not be so shabby that people focus on your shabby dress. It should not be so gaudy that people focus on that part of you. So never chew gum during an interview. Now imagine you are interviewing me and I'm here, I'm sitting here, and then I'm smiling. And then you ask me, tell us something about yourself. And I tell you, well, ma'am, um, I am very good with cooking. And right now, I really need this job because I'm a poor person. I want to work. I want to work in your company. Feeling very good to make such funny faces in front of you. Well, this doesn't work. Please don't chew gum when you go for an interview afterwards, even if it's an interview for a boxing competition or something, because boxers do chew gum to make their chin stronger. So, and many other places they do that, but then chewing gum during an interview doesn't work. And strong perfume. Avoid using strong perfume. Rather use deodorants. I mean, there are interesting incidents that I can share with you. Imagine the interview is happening inside a small room, and one lady properly dressed enters there. And in the interview board, there are ladies as well as gents sitting there, and she is made to sit. And the whole room is full of flowery smell. And then the interview starts. One of the interviewer starts coughing because he cannot tolerate that strong perfume. The other interviewers are concerned. Then they ask one or two questions and let them go. Even after she leaves, the room is still full of that smell. So anything it can be. It can be a scene from a comedy movie, but it is definitely not a good interview. So, in summer, in hot places, do use a dew, but not very strong ones. Okay. To sum up, the getup should be tidy to make you look reliable. You understand the word reliable, right? So if we give some word to that person, she will do or he can do. Not that he or she is mostly concerned about his or her dress, and so he is not reliable with anything. So that is how your get up and dress. Mm, Hajong says, ma'am, how to start conversation with a professor or good person when we meet for the first time. Yeah, Hajong Rusant, ABVP. I'm not sure what is ABVP, but okay. Rusant, I think I'll call you Rusant. Rusant, you want to meet a person of great achievement, and you don't know how to start the conversation. So forget about his achievement for the time being, respect his position and respect his age, and be yourself. So respectfully wish him, maybe greet him. If you don't want to say good morning or good evening, but you can say hello. And if you say hello in India, it still works, hello sir. But outside India, probably hello Steve or hello Arthur works very well. But understand the situation. Start with a greeting term. Hello or good morning, good evening, good afternoon will do. And immediately praise him for something or the other. How will you praise him? I like you, I'm your fan. This type of things, it's very nagging, you see. So try to say that. I've read your book. That's very inspiring. Imagine that he's a very good, great author. You said professor. Then, if he's professor, if you have attended his class, you go and tell him that. I liked your class on certain things. Probably you never liked his class, but at least one class you might have liked. So just mention that I liked your class on nuclear on photons. So if, imagine thinking that he's a professor of physics, or I liked your lecture on comparative literature, sir, on that day. So he is immediately impressed that you actually know him. I mean, in the sense that you know his work and you know him. So he'll be impressed. So that's the first thing that you can do. Later, then you connect yourself with his achievements. I'm very fond of reading, you can say that. Or I always wanted to take up physics. Means you're not a physics student, he's a physics professor. You liked his lecture on one of the occasions when you happen to hear him. So you tell him that I always wanted to take up physics, but then somehow physics didn't happen, so now I'm with biochemistry. But yes, sir, I still, whatever. So first greet, then create a connection by saying something that he does from there. If he's an author, I've read your book from cover to cover. I've read it 2 times, you can say that. Or this way. If you want to really impress actors and actresses, I don't know, because they behave in completely different way. But there is one common one simple thing that I can tell you. If you meet actor or actresses, be just normal human being. Do not revere them. Do not fall on their feet. They too love to talk to people of at the same level. I mean, who are at the same level as in you will talk eye to eye, and you will say that your movies are really inspiring. Try to say something different. That way, it will. Oh my God! But Bankit Kupar says, "I understand nothing. My network is not good." Okay, you can see it later, Bankit. So, Rusant, I think I have answered your question, and thanks for this question. And in fact, we are all. I could speak a lot. Well, I should have been brief, but okay. So we'll go ahead with another one: gesture, manner, body language. Here we are. Sit straight and your back upright. I will utter something and I will ask you to write down that one in the comment box. Well, I'm trying to tell you is a bent spine is a sign of bent mind. If you can say that, I mean, if you can type that with proper spelling and everything, that will be featured here in the stream. Okay, what I said is a bent spine is a sign of bent mind. This actually means that if you sit straight, if you walk straight, if you do anything with your spine straight, it not only gives you a very tidy and firm and a confident and a smart look, but it also tells a lot about your personality. You are strong, you believe in yourself, and you are reliable. So a lot of things. Why like that? Because it is like that. People who are very straight in their approach are reliable, and that will be reflected when they are walking. And yes, well, if you are taking an interview, and if the person who is appearing for the interview comes and sits like this in the chair, will you take him? Definitely not. Okay, you want him to sit straight. So that is what. So do not try to sit in a very stylish manner, but straight. As was told you before, that focus on the subject. Okay. Larry was rather correct, but there's a spelling mistake. One spelling mistake, Bikash. Two spelling mistakes, Rajdeep. Well, in fact, both will be bent, B-E-N-T, because past tense of bend is bent. So bent spine is a sign of bent mind. The mind is also not straight. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and check it out. All these more things about here. Well, smile at everybody. Smile at everybody. I'm trying to make eye contact with the camera. In fact, I'm trying to make eye contact with you. I'm not. You are not visible. I cannot see you. But even then, an eye contact is very important. And smile at everyone. Everyone in the sense you may have several persons sitting in the interview board. Smile at everyone. Smile at everyone like that. Give a glance to everybody and smile and like that. Understand the culture and shake hand or fold your hands and say namaste. In Indian context, many don't like to shake hands, they don't do it. Well, Indian context, in COVID context, we should say. So, what will you do? So, all over the world, people are trying to say namaste these days, so we can also say namaste. Uh, Not in that way, just start saying namaste and continue. Namaste and wait, not like any dancer or something, just like that. And shake hands if it is possible, but the culture is almost going. Wish them good morning and good afternoon, but do not look at the watch after entering. After entering, good afternoon. No, no, don't look at the watch. Make an eye contact. So, this is all that I had to tell you about gesture, manner, and body language. If you have more questions, we will take it up. I will try to finish it in another 10 minutes. So here you are, your dressing and your body language and your gesture and everything. Entire thing should be a semi-formal to formal attire is expected in a job interview as it gives a tidy look, but you should be able to carry it well. If you have never wore a sari, do not wear it. If you have never wore a jainsem, do not wear it. But if you wear a jainsem, you are able to carry it. Wear a sari, wear a dakmanda, and able to carry it with all dignity. Nothing like it. For the ladies. For the gents, well, coat, pant, tie, bow makes a very complete formal attire. You all know that. But if it is too much, if you think of the situation, then you can drop the tie, drop the bow, maybe only coat and pant, or else a formal shirt and a formal pant. Next to it comes, so to say, a formal shirt, folded till here, not much, and then appear for an interview. If you're wearing a t-shirt, it should be plain, if possible, full sleeve, and yes, an appropriate pant with it. So I've said several set of attires. Up to you what you're wearing, but it should look tidy and you should look reliable. That's what. I want this also to be read very carefully. If faith in ourselves had been more extensively taught and practiced, I'm sure a very large portion of the evils and miseries that we have would have vanished. Faith in ourselves is never our arrogance and never humiliating others, neither humiliating ourselves. If you have faith in ourselves, we will never try to intimidate others. We'll never try to put down others because we are satisfied with ourselves if we have faith in ourselves. If we are satisfied with ourselves, there's no reason that we have to make some evil things to put others down or things like that. So the crux is that in interview, you must have faith in yourself. Okay, so let us proceed, and please ask your questions. Swarm the stream with question, and we will proceed to the next slide. You try to understand this one very clearly. Faith in yourself will come only when you have extra skills and knowledge. So acquire them. Now, here we are. See, listen very carefully. You have to have faith in yourself. Great thing, good thing. But does it come? When will it come? And how will it come? You have to stand up on a on the stage and sing a song. What do you need? Of course, you need to learn the song. You should be able to sing the song. Then you can be confident and you can actually do it. Similarly, if you want to become a computer programmer, what do you need to do? What do you need? You are appearing for an interview of a computer programmer, and you have read this quote and you are thinking that I'll have faith in myself, but you actually don't know computer programming. Will it work? This will not work. So, to have that faith in yourself, you must have two things, either or both. They are, I will enlarge the slide and then you'll get to know, skills and knowledge. Skills and knowledge. Skill as an ability to do something. They could be soft skills, behavioral skill, language skills, communication skills, and hard skills as you are learning now, computers and others like that. The skills. The skills will actually give you confidence, and that is why at the end of beginner course you will be much more confident than you are now. Next, knowledge. If you really want to do something, develop interest in subjects other than yours. Read. There is no alternative to it. Read it online or offline from the book. Try to know as much as possible about the organization and their motto, objective. It will always be appreciated. You understand what I mean? Means you are going for an interview in a company or in a job or somewhere, and then you don't know what do they do. You have no idea about what that company or what that organization is actually doing. You're going for a job in social works department for government of India or state government or like that, and then you have no clue that what kind of social work do they do. Do they help all the social workers who are already working, or do they do on their own? You have no idea. And then if you go and sit for an interview, no matter of training, no matter of health drinks can bring confidence in you. So it is only knowledge that gives you faith and confidence. I mean, faith in yourself and confidence. So acquire them. What are the two things that you should acquire to get faith? Fatafat, write it down. And questions also if you have. What are the two things that are required to have faith in yourself? Those two things you just write in the comment box. Last, there will be questions that you don't know. Decide for yourself what is the most pleasant way to say, I do not know. Most of the time, how you say matters more than a correct answer. Don't think that it is possible to know everything, but you should know maximum. But even though if you don't know something, then say it very politely. Don't be so proud that you don't know something. And don't be so timid and at the verge of committing suicide because you don't know something. No, none of these two extremes. Be polite that you don't know, and like that. How you say is very important. Yes, Sapna Singh says skills and knowledge. And Upashana also says skills and knowledge. Hopeful says skills and knowledge. Rajdeep says skills and knowledge. So I will take another 5 minutes before I talk about go to the next slide. I will answer all the questions that you ask now. May I have the questions now, please, in case there is any question. I think we should first start to believe in ourselves. Yes, great. This is not a question. I'm looking for questions. Here, Hajong has a question, but I didn't quite get you. How to overcome thinking about someone's future, or your own future. If I am not mistaken, you're talking about the future. I mean, you keep on brooding over the future. This will happen, that will happen, or that may not happen, that will happen. You're doing too much on that. If that is your question, how to overcome that situation, then yes, yes, be in the present. You have to tell yourself, the once you have understood the problem, then the solution is in your hand, you see. So if you are too much thinking about your future, your present will be spoiled. It is on the present that the future is built. So the means and goals both are important. You cannot lose sight of the means the path that you are taking, that only will lead you to the goal. So you cannot jump to your goal, you cannot jump to your future. You have to pass through your present, right? So you already know that. I know you know that. You have to remind yourself that one. Way, I mean, once I pass, once I get first division with such and such letter and all that, I will do this, I will do that. That kind of dream comes, I know, at this stage. So that time, you tell yourself, come on, Rusant. If you don't study now, that day is not never going to come. Be on this side. Okay. So again, in offline sessions like that, my students often ask me uh, what to do when they get nervous. So I actually give them one tip, that if in any situation they feel very nervous, what to do. So if you have that question, if you want to know, then you may ask that, then only I will answer. Otherwise, we cannot go too beyond the schedule. We are already 13 minutes more, and I'm looking for questions in case we have any. Okay. Skills and knowledge was the right answer what I asked just before some time. Yeah. Similar question. How can we overcome our fear while on stage? Or anytime, if you are feeling nervous, then we feel nervous because we focus too much on ourselves. We have to focus on the subject. I have to go and sing, or I have to speak on something, or I have to host a show, or I have to meet somebody to speak about something. I have to go and meet the principal and tell him about this, and I'm feeling very nervous. In fact, this Dawai work, I often take that because I feel nervous anytime I have to meet somebody very great, and then I have to tell him something which is slightly, I think, could be unpleasant to him. So I do feel nervous. At that time, I completely do away of the thinking that what he will think, what I will think. Somehow I have to say that. So I will just focus on that, what I have to say. So what you have to do, just focus on that and brush away all other things. If you are a news reader or you are an anchor of a show, you have to spend a lot of time in preparing yourself, in dressing yourself properly. Good. While dressing, fine. You look for this, for that, and everything else. But once on the stage, how am I looking? Am I looking very dark? Am I looking short? What are they thinking about me? All these extra thoughts puts us down, makes us feel nervous, and chokes our voice, and we lose everything. So we have to focus. If you're anchoring a show, who is the next performer? What do I know about that person? So how much do I say? How politely do I say? Focus on all those things. Don't focus on yourself. The crux is, if you focus on yourself, you will feel nervous, and otherwise things are all right. Prepare well. Skill and knowledge will give you confidence, and there are less chances that you become nervous in any situation. Even exam fever, if you are prepared well, no issues. There is a very, very interesting question by Rajdeep. I want that to remain on screen, and as long as I'm answering. Interview, is it necessary to have a nice body? Actually, I mean, absolutely, I don't think so. Never. Physique, six pack muscle, or anything of that sort, a beautiful skin tone. And I mean, I don't know, I have never heard that. But yes, you be the best of yourself in looks, in attitude, and in everything else. Be the best of yourself. And you know what's the best makeup? The best makeup is your smile. And ladies and gents alike, the best makeup is your smile. So wear that and go ahead. Nice body, as in, well, if things are very very weird, if things are very very weird, that affects the entire personality, somebody who is obese and cannot walk and cannot take one step like that, or somebody who is overly very very thin, or I don't know, and it is very very striking. In that case, wear something that rather overshadows the shortcomings, and then go ahead. People are usually thinking about the skill and knowledge in an interview, not much about body, unless of course it is for Mr. Universe or Miss Universe or something of that sort. That's completely a different area of glamour and other things. But for the rest of the things, having a great body, will it help? I don't think somebody is going to employ because he is having a great body to become his manager of his company. It is his ability which will be judged in very less span of time. Within that 15 minutes of interview, you must present your best thing. Okay. So, great. No, no. So, yeah, we are done with our questions. So, final two slides. I think there are three more. So we'll go quickly through it. So interviewer actually wants a good candidate. That we must know. Interviewer wants to bring the best out of you. He is not there to insult you, to humiliate you, to intimidate you. He wants to bring out the best thing. Help him, show him your best, right? Uh, so he's just trying to match the job with the requirement. I mean, can you match with the job, or something else is more befitting with you? And many a time there are interviews happening for several posts together. So, and they are trying to pick up, this is good, this person is good for this purpose, this person is good for that purpose, something of that sort. So it's a win-win situation. You want to give your best, and they want to see your best. So great. Why this just now I mentioned this one. Be alert, the candidate is tested for subject knowledge, skills and desired behavior in a very limited time. Skills, knowledge and desired behavior in a very limited time. So prepare very well, because you have to be your best at that time. Right. Okay. This is one slide. If you wish, you can just pause the video here and look at it sometimes, because sometimes we think that I deserve the job, I need the job, I am fit for the job, all these things. So, or actually, I need the job doesn't make any sense. Whether if you need, you may be given cloth, food, and shelter, but not a job. And if you need the job, any job will be good for you. Whether you are fit for the job or an interview is absolutely useless if you need the job. Okay, you deserve the job. Think about it. There may be other people who are deserving, right? Okay, so I'm fit for the job. Well, this is possible that you are fit for the job, or others may be fit for the job, may not be. So have a balance between all these things. Whether you need the job or not is another thing, but you may deserve the job. Others also could be deserving, and well, you are a part of it. So this way, if you think when you're feeling nervous, things will ease out. In the interview, never tell a lie. Never tell a lie, because everything can be sacrificed for truth, but truth cannot be sacrificed for anything. Well, many a time people say something and they immediately go and check their Facebook account and find they are somebody else. Their WhatsApp profile picture, their WhatsApp status speak a lot about them. And that is why there's no use lying, you see. So, like that. And people say, be yourself. Be yourself. I sort of don't agree with it, I rather say be your best self. Yourself, there are many things that your self is all about, but then be your best self. This is something that you need to. Then, yes, you, all of you beginner students, will be doing your viva, so it is a kind of an interview, the mock interview sort of a thing, the personality assessment. There are two kinds of questions that will be asked to you and about the organization. So about you, make a deep thinking, because you will be given a paper where you will answer things, and make the thinking process very strong. Introspect, because if you introspect, you know what is good in you, what actually you like, what you don't like, where are the situations where you are best, where are the situations you are not that best, where are the areas where you need to improve. All these things you think and write them down, and also try to express the same thing during the interview. And then about the organization, you are here for 2 months, so you're not for a job interview, you are very much a part of the institute, so you should be knowing about the institute, because you are the ambassador, you're going out, you're a student of Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Cultural Center, so you ought to know about this place, because this is also a heritage place in a way. Maintain dress code, body language, language skills. In short, show your smartest side. You are already smart, so you are smarter than your smartphone, you see. So be the smartest self, and yes, be your best self. So all the best, to all of you. I will wait for another 2 minutes probably to see if there's anything really interesting. Address the interviewer in case we don't know the answer to the thing. I've already answered that. I've already answered that. And okay, no question. All right. Thank you very much. All the best for your upcoming Viva. And yes, namaste. May the God that is residing in your hearts accept my reverence. Thank you.